Donall Dempsey. Thank you.
This is called Snowfalls. She wakes to a morning with no reason for living, cries in the mirror to be forgiven, puts on her makeup, takes off her clothes, sits there and bleeds until she can't feel the blood in her veins runs cold. The cat cries to be fed, the batteries in her Walkman go dead, the Rachmaninoff stops. A letter she will never read drops on the welcome mat. Somewhere a mobile rings and stops. A member of a minor political party looking for her vote rings on her doorbell twice, slips on the ice and ruins his coat, curses. A man laughs at another man's joke, it's a big laugh, he's a big bloke. Laughter invades the square, there's a chill in the air. Her best friend calls for her to go on a blind date. She does not hear. Snow, snow, snow falls. Thank you. We're on a 4-hour journey through France in a train, and this is what came out of this. I used to look after a guy called Fred, and he used to be a desert rat, and he showed me all his pictures of El Alamein. And all the guys, all the camouflage tanks, and had a rolled up ball of nothing, of cloth, and they were playing football with it. All the men in the photographs are dead. He spoke about them as if they would just enter the room now. And the horrible thing about it, there was no dead bodies, it looked like a holiday camp, but the horrible thing was they all looked like they were about 12 or something. You got really, just saw the youth of them. And these were boys not pretending to be men, but boys having to be men because the occasion demanded of them. These poems are about his grandfather. He was telling me about his grandfather. So this is called Peeling Apples, somewhere in 1914. The war was not yet a week old, already tears that will last years. She can still see his pale hands peeling apple after apple, the apples looking startled, nude beside their skins. The naked apples, the flamenco swirl of their skins, his hands pale as death. Now where the apples lay that day, the telegram of his death. She can still see him turning into the shadows, throwing her an apple with a smile. She is angry with him for dying, her love not enough to protect him. Under her apron the baby kicks, it will have his smile. This is called Grandad Tends His Dahlias. The fog walks among the tombs. I encounter my first Hun. He was a man. He looked just like me, as if I were killing myself. Stretching back through space and time, the instant of that moment. The German falls beside a tomb like a badly written play. Grandad bayonets the German, looks surprised to be dying. Grandad plunges his bayonet in, twists it about, the German almost grins. They, the dance of the living and the dying in strict time. The German goes down on one knee as if proposing to death. Grandad stabs the German through the lifeline of his left hand. The dying German's left outstretched hand like a man about to sing a song. As he fell, his hand touched my hand. This, I thought, is hell. All his life, the touch, that touch, impossible to shake off. Grandad tends his dahlias, the dying German still clouding his eyes. Does everybody know what goose dogs are? Because when I put this on the internet, everybody didn't know what goose dogs was.
Goose dogs.
Goose dogs is just gooseberries, we used to call them. But I got everybody around, what is a goose dog? And I talked to an audience who knows what a goose dog is. The shame. This is called I'll Say Forever My Love, because it was the Jimmy Ruffin record at the time. You asked me how much I love you, I said forever my love. I used to go around singing it all the time. I was 9, I couldn't have that. I'll say forever my love. Granny's goose dogs, hairy on the tongue, beautifully bitter with summer. My cousin tells me they are hairy testicles. I cringe but eat them all. Granny's goose dogs, I taste that summer forever and ever and ever. Thank you. I'll finish this. A friend of mine, thankfully, has come out of an absolutely terrible marriage which he should never have gone into, and we all felt deeply for her. And she escaped. Took her about 5 years to escape, but we're all very glad. So I wrote this in celebration. It's called The Mere Maid's Tale, because her husband used to say, she's just a mere maid. I feel like a mermaid, dripping on his kitchen floor. I want to drown in his love. I feel mythical, he just thinks I'd be nice, saucy. I sleep in the bath, he only wants to part my legs. I flick my tail at him. I balance on my tail, run so to speak through the roaring rain. Alas, I climb out of the fairy tale, he yet another bland prince in 2D. I run away to sea, can taste the salt and the wind, its waves welcome me. I need a Hans Christian Andersen man, a he who understands me. And finally, because Brian is in the audience, I always try and read this poem when Brian's in the audience. He always reads the elephant poem that you heard before. I always read this one. It's called Thank You. He called me a cunt. Oi, you're a cunt. I thanked him for the compliment. Couldn't conceive of anything more beautiful today. Thank you.